The film begins with Bjorn, Louise, and their daughter Agnes arriving at the villa where they will be spending their vacation in Italy. The next day, they are with Agnes by the pool, and that same night, they leave her with the babysitter and go to a party hosted by their neighbors at the villa, which is entirely rented out to tourists visiting Italy during that time of year. The following day, Bjorn, his wife, and their daughter go for a walk through the streets of Italy. During the stroll, Agnes starts crying because she lost her doll, so her father leaves them to search for it and eventually finds it. When he returns, he finds their neighbor Patrick and his wife Karen standing with his wife and daughter. After greeting them, Louise asks Patrick's son for his name, but he does not answer. Patrick explains that his son, Abel, has a speech disorder. They go to have lunch together, where Louise learns that they are from the south of the Netherlands, and she tells them that she and her husband are from Denmark. When the food is served, Louise informs them that she is vegetarian and only eats fish. Patrick tells them that he is a doctor and that he enjoys dealing with Danes because they are very similar to the Dutch in almost everything. The vacation ends, and Bjorn, Louise, and their daughter return to Denmark. Some time later, they receive an invitation from Patrick to spend a holiday at his countryside home. That evening, Louise speaks with her husband and their friends, telling them they have been invited by people they met in Italy to stay at their house in the Netherlands. At that point, Louise mentions that she does not know them well, so she finds the invitation a bit strange. When their friends hear the address, one of them says it is not far and only about an 8-hour drive. The next day, we see Bjorn, his wife, and daughter on a ferry, and then driving to the address. They stop in front of Patrick's house, which is a modest home in an area where no one else seems to live. Patrick and his wife come out to greet them. As they enter the house, they are welcomed and shown the room they will sleep in. Agnes is taken to Abel's room, who refuses to shake her hand. Agnes tells her mother that Abel has forgotten her, and Karen says he just needs some time to get used to each other again. She then shows them where Agnes will sleep, a small mattress on the floor. That evening, Patrick insists that Louise taste the meat he prepared. She tells him again that she is vegetarian, but he insists until she finally agrees. Later that night, Bjorn goes outside to take out the trash, where he is surprised to see Abel standing silently and showing him that his tongue is cut off. Then he sees Patrick watching from the window, so he returns to the house. They spend the evening together, and Patrick tells them that Abel was born with a congenital defect called aglossia, explaining that children with this condition are born without a tongue. That same night, Agnes comes to sleep with her parents in their room. The next morning, they all go to visit a farm. Agnes tries to slide down a slide, but Abel will not let her. When she complains to her mother, Louise asks Patrick to tell his son to move so her daughter can play. Patrick reacts by violently hitting his son and forcing him to move, prompting Bjorn to say that was not necessary. When they return home, Louise tells her husband she does not like the place and wants to go home. He replies that only 2 days remain in the vacation, and they leave after that. Karen enters the room and tells them they're invited to dinner that evening. At night, as they prepare to go out, Mwajan arrives at the house. They see Agnes getting ready to leave with them, but Patrick tells them it is an adults-only outing and introduces Mwajan as an excellent babysitter. When Mwajan starts playing with Agnes, she seems happy and engaged, so her mother agrees to leave her with Mwajan and Abel. They go to a restaurant. When Louise refuses to eat meat and asks for fish, Patrick mocks her and tells her that fish is meat too. After the meal, Patrick dances with his wife, seemingly forgetting everyone around them. Bjorn asks his wife to dance with him, and later we see them all in Patrick's car. He appears drunk and can barely see clearly, blasting the car stereo at full volume. Louise argues with him and asks him to lower the volume. He refuses and turns it up even more but eventually turns it off. When they get home, Louise and her husband check on their daughter. Louise then goes to take a shower, but feels someone is in the bathroom with her. She quickly returns to the bedroom, picks up her daughter, and tells her husband they need to leave immediately. They pack their bags, get into the car, and drive away. Agnes starts crying, saying she can't find her doll. Her mother tries to calm her by promising to buy her a new one, but she continues crying. Bjorn turns the car around and goes back to the house. He stops in front of Patrick's home and tells them he will go get the doll and meet them right after. Then Agnes finds her doll in the car, and her mother tells her to stay inside while she goes into the house to look for her husband. She finds him talking to Patrick, who is scolding him for leaving without saying goodbye. Bjorn tries to explain that they did not want to disturb them. Then Louise says that they are uncomfortable, especially her, because she is vegetarian and they have been forcing her to eat meat. She also says their daughter cannot sleep well on the floor and ends up in their already cramped bed. They are told that vegetarian food will be specially prepared for them and that a solution will be found for the sleeping issue. Patrick and Karen ask them to continue their vacation with them, and they agree. After that, Louise and Catherine work together in the garden. During that time, Catherine uses a very sharp pair of scissors. Meanwhile, Patrick takes Bjorn in his car after they have bought some household supplies. Patrick turns on the radio at a low volume, but Bjorn asks him to turn it up. Then he tells him that he wishes he could be like him, doing whatever he wants without consequences. He confesses that he often feels suffocated, that everything in his life is forced on him, even his daily routine from work to home and back. He even says he can't change their friends, although he does not like them. Then, his eyes tear up. At that moment, Patrick tells him to get out of the car, and they go to a remote place and start screaming to release the pressure they both feel. Then we see them at the artificial pool in Patrick's house. Afterward, they prepare lunch with Catherine and Louise in the kitchen. During that time, Louise cuts her finger. Bjorn asks Patrick to take care of it, as he has more experience with wounds, being a doctor. At that moment, Patrick reveals he is not a doctor and that he only said that to gain their respect. Right then, Agnes tells them that she and Abel want to show them the dance they have been practicing. Catherine informs them that they will watch it after lunch. They sit down to eat, and during the meal, Catherine keeps commenting on everything Agnes does, telling her what she should and shouldn't he do. Louise gets upset and says, "Don't interfere with how I raise my daughter." After lunch, Agnes and Abel begin to dance to folk music. Patrick gets angry at Abel and tells him to keep up with the rhythm. When they start again and Abel makes another mistake, Patrick gets angry again and grabs him roughly by the feet to show him how to stand. Bjorn intervenes, saying he is just a child. Patrick replies that Abel ruined the dance because he did not keep the rhythm. Patrick plays the music again. When Abel makes another mistake, Patrick violently throws the cup in his hand on the floor and yells at Abel, calling him stupid and brainless. Agnes gets scared and tells her mother she does not want to dance anymore. Afterwards, Louise and Bjorn leave the house. Louise looks extremely upset, and she even snaps at her daughter, telling her to leave her alone. That same night, they pack their bags, preparing to leave in the morning. Louise goes to sleep, but Bjorn cannot sleep. He hears a loud sound outside their room, so he gets up to investigate. He ends up at a room in the house he has never been in before, where he finds many suitcases, video cameras, and pictures of people with children. Among them is a photo of a man and woman with Abel, clearly his real parents. Suddenly, he sees Abel drowning in the pool, so he runs to his wife and daughter's room, wakes Louise up, and tells her they need to leave immediately, without telling her what he saw. They get in the car, and Bjorn drives quickly. When he notices a car behind them, he pulls over and waits for it to pass, then continues driving. A short while later, another car appears and starts chasing them. Bjorn swerves off the road and the car sinks into the mud. When Louise asks what is going on, he tells her everything will be okay. They check their phones and discover there is no signal. Bjorn sees a house in the distance and tells Louise he will go ask for help and come back. As soon as he leaves, someone approaches the car. Meanwhile, Bjorn jumps over the fence of the house and tries to find someone, but no one responds. When he returns to the car, he finds neither his wife nor his daughter there. He starts searching for them but cannot find them. He walks up to the road, and a car stops in front of him. To his shock, it's Patrick's car, with his wife and daughter inside. Patrick gets out and walks toward him. Bjorn pleads with him not to hurt his family. Patrick orders him to get in the car without saying a word. Louise notices something is wrong with Bjorn and asks what is going on, but he does not respond. When Agnes tells her mother she is scared and wants to go back home, Louise tries to calm her, saying they will be home soon. Then Louise realizes they are not heading back and asks Patrick where they are going. Catherine gets angry and tells her to stop asking questions. Patrick stops the car and flashes his headlights toward another car parked ahead. A man gets out of the other car. Agnes tells her mother again that she is scared and wants to sleep in her bed at home. Louise reassures her that there is no need to be afraid as long as she is by her side and promises they'll go home soon. When Louise asks Patrick what is happening, he yells at her, "Shut up." Bjorn tells him not to talk to his wife like that, and Patrick violently hits him. When Louise tries to get out of the car, she finds the door locked. She holds on to her daughter tightly. At that moment, Catherine tells her to let go of Agnes, but Louise refuses and clutches her even more tightly. When Bjorn tries to help them, Patrick hits him again. Then Catherine signals to Mogine, who is standing outside the car. He opens the door and restrains Louise, while Catherine cuts Agnes' tongue with the scissors. Mogine takes the girl and shuts the door, walking away with them. Louise continues screaming and calling out for her daughter. Patrick drives off. Later, we see Louise and Bjorn lying dead on the road, while Catherine and Patrick throw rocks at them until they die. The next day, Agnes is in the car with Patrick and Catherine, having taken Abel's place.